Hey guys, so welcome to Grace B Makeup. The YouTube channel has finally landed. So stay tuned if you want to see how I created this soft glam and this bouncy sort of voluminous curly blow dry effect. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you soon. I'm going to start with the Skin Food by Weleda. Weleda? I think that's how you pronounce it. Their moisturiser. It's super thick. I absolutely love it. So my skin type, I would say, would be definitely on the dry side, but I do get slightly oily as well. So now I've got the moisturiser on, I'm going to go and dry my hair. So once that's clipped there, I'm just going to go around these little front pieces. So starting off with the P. Louise base, this is in the shade number 2. Now this is quite light for me, obviously you can see that I've got tan on. So I've just mixed it with a little bit of the e.l.f. concealer, and this is meant to be a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape, if you didn't know, a little hack for you. So for this look, I'm going to use the Be Perfect Clientele Ja Makeup Artist palette. So I'm going to start with the shade Sandy and then also mix it with a little bit of Peach Out. So cute. I have quite rounded eyes, so although I do love a wing every now and again, I feel like the most complementary to sort of my eye shape is when I have it sort of tight round the eye. So as for the next shade, I'm going to go in with this Morphe M506 brush, and I'm going to use the shade Brownie, which is just in this box. The lighter pressure that I use, the easier I find it to blend out. So I'm constantly adding a tiny bit of the Brownie shade, going back in with the brush that I used previously, and just sort of going over where that meets the first shade. I'm just going to pat over the eye. This has got no new product on it. I'm going to pat, 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 pat. I go over the top of where my natural crease is, just so that it opens that area even when my eyes are open. It doesn't have to be too neat because I'm now going to go back in with my blending brushes. It's definitely about the patience. I'm so impatient usually with any other matter, but I've learnt to just pick up the previous brush, go back in, then go back in with the first brush, and then I'm going to pat that all over the lid. So as you can see, I'm going over the top of the crease there. Okay, so now I've got that eye on, I'm going in with the shade Teddy from MAC, and I'm just going to rub it along the lash line. And then I've got a pencil brush, and I'm going in with just too much, this sort of dark chocolate brown. The eyeshadow as well just helps us sort of like buff it out into the shimmer eyeshadow as well. So I'm going to use Melody lashes, quite winged out, wispy-ish, don't like anything too thick. The glue that I love to use is this Duo Lash Adhesive. It's the quick dry one, it's so good. Okay, so now that they're on, we can move on to the skin. So this is the NARS Natural Longwear Radiant Foundation. Obviously it matches my body and not my face. I love this foundation. It's nice coverage, but it doesn't feel heavy at all on the skin. Oh, look at the difference. People give out so much stick for dark foundation, but I mean, if it matches your neck and chest, then isn't that the whole idea? So now that that's on, I'm going to go in with my fave concealer, What's New, with Tarte Shape Tape in light medium, and then I'm also going to go slightly just under my eyes with the light sand. So I like to take this just slightly down the nose to help accentuate the nose contour. This is like a nose contour in reverse. my war paint on, ready to go. I like to take mine all the way out to the temples just to give me that really lifted look as well. Again, light sand, I know this is like a lot of concealer, but it's what I like. So I like to just go in the hollows and then also try not to get that too close to the eyeshadow. So I'm now going to use the Wonder Stick by NYX in the shade Light Medium, and I use just the contour shade. Now this definitely is more of a contour shade, not a bronze shade. Sometimes I will use a bronze shade, but for contour, if that makes sense, for cream contour. This is definitely more cool toned and works better to have to make actual shadows. This might be the most asked for brush name I've ever had on my Instagram. It's the Morphe E63. It's a foundation brush, but it just fits so perfectly. I mean, I would never use this for foundation. So one day I just decided to just hit it under the contour and the cheekbone. And I don't know, I just feel like it really works. It's shorter on one side than it is on the other. So it just, I feel like it's good to push up there, push the product up. Blends so easily. And then in terms of contouring the nose, I like to use this Miss Flawless brush. Arguably my favourite product I own, the NARS Torrid Liquid Blush. You literally need the tiniest amount of this, like I'm talking that amount is like nothing. I like to use this Plush Brush 201, it's a foundation brush really, and I blend it out onto my hand first and then I just tap it out onto the cheekbones. So before I set the face, I'm just going to run my beauty blender underneath my eyes so there's no creases there, and then I'm just using the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm going to go down the nose, so now I'm going to go in with my bronzer. The MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Dark Tan is my absolute fave. So I just sort of like tap this on. I really don't want to add too much colour, but I feel like when you use a cream, setting it with powder is just going to double the power of it staying on. So I don't really do this for colour just because I don't want to look like an Oompa. And then for blush, I love this Lorac Cocktail Collection blush palette, and I like to use the shade Naked. Anything sort of peachy and quite bright is up my streets. The pigment on these are amazing as well, like you need the teeniest bit. And then I'm just going to swipe off the translucent powder. Okay, and then next is brows. So at the moment I have been loving just using an eyeshadow, taking it right back to basics. So I'm going to use the shade Shady from the Be Perfect palette. It's just like a really cool toned, I would say grey, arguably it's brown, but it's super cool toned, and a flat brush. This is from Spectrum Collection A24, and I just like to stamp it along the bottom. And I'm also just going to set underneath the cheeks. Okay, so for the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with Teddy, and I'm just going to go just underneath the lash line. So use my favourite Zoeva Detail Shader brush. I'm just going to go back in with the brownie shade and just buff it out slightly, matching it up to the outer corner where that Teddy ends on the top. And then with a pencil brush, Use those first two shades, Sandy and Peach out. And then just on the cheekbones, I'm going to use Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop. This is the nicest highlighter I've literally ever used. I'm also just going to get a little pencil brush and pop this in the inner corners, the brow bone. Bought two of these now and I've smashed both when they've been full, so heart breaks, but I've got to buy another one because it's that good. For lip combination, I'm going to start with NYX Beyond Nude. Next, I'm going to use Stockholm by NYX. It's their lip cream. And then over the top, I'm going to use Sisterhood Gloss by Peaches and Cream. Okay, and then just to finish my crazy hair, for Christmas, I got the GHD hot brush. Just section it. I've already sprayed heat protectant on my hair when it was wet. Just like brush through it as if you were blow drying it, I suppose, and then I like to just wrap the end round and give it a little twist on the end. So then I'm just going to take out the little clips. It doesn't feel like it's frazzling my hair. So guys, that's the final look. I hope you all enjoyed the tutorial. I'm going to bring more quick and fast. So please subscribe, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any suggestions on what you would like to see, whether it be hair, beauty, baked, anything, let me know, drop it down in the comments and I will be sure to do it for you. So thank you so much for watching and I will see you soon.